Bad Trip is a 2020 movie that ended up not being released due to the pandemic. It later was available to watch for a short time on Amazon Prime on April 17, 2020, after which it was removed and purchased by Netflix. It was then released March 26, 2021 on Netflix. This movie is a mixture of real pranks mixed in with a plot of two guys going to see one of their crushes' art show across the US in New York. Prank video of real prank stuff mixed in with scripted acting to put it all together. Well guys, let's go ahead and get into the negatives of this film. I would have liked to have seen in this movie because they switched from acting like it's the story, and then all of a sudden they're switching to the prank part. And the camera is different, I suppose, but I would have liked to have them more of an indicator saying this is the prank part. Like maybe a symbol of like a laughy face at the bottom or something. So it was more clear. Is this the prank part? Or are these live actors? Are these people who don't know what's going on? What's happening? Which brings me to my next point. In the beginning, at least the first 30 minutes, I found myself guarded because I'm like, is this a setup or is this the real part? And who is acting, who's not acting? Because I want to be in on the joke. I don't want to not know, okay, well, that was actually an actor that acted like they were upset or something. So I would have liked a little bit more clear on that.
Ojo, cuidado, chicos.
There are a couple, two that I can think of in particular, of the pranks that are really vulgar. So just be aware. They're kind of funny, I suppose, but they're pretty vulgar. So if you're sensitive to that stuff, a warning to you. Kudos to these guys for having an experimental way of trying to do a prank video with the movie tie-in. So you know what guys, stay tuned. There's more about that. Don't count it out yet. Now life lesson time, where I pick something from the movie that'll help us build better lives. A journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step by Lao Tzu.
Pardon me if I butcher that name.
These guys, these somewhat morons, impulsive morons, do a long journey. Something that if you had seen them before, you'd say that's impossible, you're not going to pull it off, you're idiots, there's no way you'll be able to do it, it's impossible. But as with all journeys, as with all missions or all goals, they begin with the first step, with the first pass. So it even goes into if you're going to do something like write a book. Write 30 minutes a day. Who cares? 30 minutes a day. It'll grow into some more, and you just keep feeding into it. Always give something to it. Always give something to it. Before you know it, you'll have done it. So same kind of thing in this movie, you know, a journey begins with one step. But hey guys, that's my opinion on this. Take what you want and leave the rest.
I'm just a guy.
Let's go ahead and get into the positives of this movie. This movie is about the two guys on a road trip with one of them's sister is an escaped convict, mad, hunting them down because they took her car for the road trip. And then they have prank scenes where all of a sudden it's like they go to a cafe and then they're pranking someone in the cafe or something. Sounds a bit weird. It is a bit weird. The first 20, 30 minutes I was like, what is real, what is not real? But I started to catch on. It became really clear to me when it was prank and when it was not prank. And I got into it. I was like, that's kind of clever, guys. So shout out to them. And it was actually kind of funny in the end. I actually caught myself laughing several times. Shout out to Eric Andre and Lil Rel Howell for doing their part, because they had to be the guys that were pranking people. That always seems really scary, that you're making these people mad or pushing their buttons. They might hit you, you don't know. Like you have to totally be on keep a straight face and lie and stuff. Like that's pretty crazy, so shout out to them for that. That's really impressive that they did that. Overall, this is a neat mixture of scripted movie with prank. They went ahead and did something experimental and tried something new. As I said, I would have liked to make a little bit more clear when it was not real. And real, I think that might hurt people who are just trying to chest it out at first and they're saying like, I don't know what's going on, this is dumb. If you're into the prank videos, I do believe you'll enjoy this as well. I myself can be into the prank videos, but get kind of sick of them. I do believe if you're into the prank videos, you'll enjoy this movie. If you're not as into the prank videos, I think you could still also enjoy this movie because they have these movie plots that kind of carry you through. It's a very basic story. It's not an amazing story to connect them all, but it was impressive that they tried that. And that's why I'm giving Bad Trip 2020 that came out in 2021 on Netflix a 5.5 out of 10.
Peace! Yeah, boys.